Good afternoon. Welcome to today's info session. I am Idan, Associate Director at International Admissions Office at Central University of Finance and Economics. Today, I will briefly introduce the admission policy for the first 10 minutes, and then we're honored to have with us today Dr. Cao, Bright Star Mingxing Cao, to introduce on the two programs of QFI's Institute of Finance and Economics. And the two programs are Master's Regional Economics Program and PhD for PhD level Chinese economy. World Economics Program, both of which have a focus on Chinese economy. So today's time will be a breakup. Will be first 10 minutes. I will briefly introduce the admissions policy. Then for the next 30 to 50 minutes, Dr. Cao will introduce the curriculum and other information on the two programs. First, we will be introducing the master's program, and then second, we'll be introducing the PhD program. The third part will be Q&A session, in which we will be answering all of your questions. You're also more than welcome to type your questions into the chat area, and then we will answer all of your questions at the end of this session in part 3. Okay? Thank you again for joining us. This is Central University of Finance and Economics. Okay, one moment. All right, thank you for staying with us. First up, I will be briefly introducing the tuition fees and scholarships available for this program. As you can see, Regional Economics Master's Program has a tuition fee standard of 60,000 yuan or RMB per year. And for World Economics, the tuition fee standard is 100,000 RMB per year. This is for the tuition fee, and then Dr. Cao will elaborate more on the curriculum, the duration afterwards. And for regional economics, the program is a two-year program. And for World Economics PhD program, it is a 4-year program. Both of which are offered in English. This is a list of all required documents you need to submit for your application. Let's take a look at all of the documents. First, passport. Here, please note that if you have a residence permit from China, if you're currently residing in China, you would also need to provide a scanned copy of that. And then diploma, there's one commonly asked question for PhD program is that if you're applying to the PhD program, you must submit your master's degree. You must submit your master's diploma. And some students ask us, if I have an undergraduate degree, can I apply for PhD? And the answer is no, unfortunately. You need to have a master's program in order to be eligible for a PhD application. And then third, transcripts. Please note that your transcript must include transcript grades from all of your previous semesters, which means that if your program is a 4-year program, for example, if your bachelor's program is a 4-year program, and then you're in your final year of your bachelor's program, undergraduate studies, you need to submit up till now all of the grades. For example, if this semester is over, then you need to submit all 7 semesters' grades. And then after you have graduated, you must resubmit the last semester's grades, which will then be complete. And the language certificate, To elaborate on that point, for both master's and PhD program offered in English, you can either submit standardized tests, for example, TOEFL, for example, IELTS, and then you can also submit other documents are also acceptable. For example, if you have attended your bachelor's program offered in English for 4 years, you can submit a certificate, or if you're from an English-speaking country, you can write a simple statement, and then we will waive the requirement for language certificate for English proficiency. And then personal statement. Personal statement is where you can tell us more about yourself. And then the physical examination form and non-criminal records are mandatory documents for everyone. For scholarships, as you can see, the scholarships highlighted in red are available for these 2 programs. You can apply for either CSE scholarships or Beijing government scholarship. At the same time, you can also apply for QFI scholarships. And the coverage, as you can see, CSE scholarship is a full coverage scholarship, which covers all expenses of your study. And then Beijing government scholarship covers mainly your tuition fee. And there's also a one-time award. And what does one-time award mean? It means that it is awarded one time for this year. For example, it is awarded to students who have contributed significantly to the student body and to the university, the service award. And the application deadline for the scholarships is as shown here. And for more information for how to apply for these scholarships, you're more than welcome to email us. The email address I will send to the chat area, and we'll also display it on the last slide of today's presentation. You're more than welcome to send us email or find out on our website. Here, simply put, for CSE scholarship, you need to submit your application on both CSE website and QFI website. And for Beijing government scholarship, you need to submit your application on QFI website. Therefore, you can see that for either kind of scholarship, QFI application and online application on QFI website is mandatory. And if you forgot to submit your CSE application after you have submitted QFI application, we will remind you by email. So the most important thing is to go to QFI's International Student Office website and then submit your application there. And then if there are any other questions we need to communicate with you, we will use email to do that. So what happens after the deadline? These are the 4 steps that happen after the deadline. First, document review, which there are 2 stages. First, initial review, we will look at whether you have submitted everything required for the application. And then stage number 2, the school, in this case, Institute of Finance and Economics, will review from an academic standpoint. If you have passed the document review, you will be invited for an online interview. And then step number 3, we will release the interview results, whether you have passed the interview or not. And then after sending the information to CSC, depending on whether you have applied for the scholarship or not, we will finally release the admission decision and scholarship results. So this is what happens after the deadline, these 4 steps. And for more information and a rough timeline, again, you're more than welcome to visit our website, of which we will display on the last slide of this presentation. So stay with us. And now I am honored to announce that we have Dr. Cao with us to give us an introduction on the curriculum and other information on Regional Economics Master's Program and World Economics PhD Program. Dr. Cao has also served on the admissions committee for graduates, international graduates admission. Now please welcome Dr. Cao. And any questions are welcome in the chat area, and we will answer your questions after this session is over. Okay, thank you so much. Now please welcome Dr. Cao.
Okay, thanks, Yidan. And good to see you all in the, in the afternoon in Beijing. I don't know the time at your area. It's sunshine the afternoon, and it's coming to the New Year's Day. And I want to have a promotion or just a discussion about the two programs proposed by the Institute of Finance and Economics. One is about the mastery, the other one is for the doctoral. This day, I will talk in generally 4 parts: the background, the benefits, and the introduction of our school or institute, and then some details of the programs. That I will explain what is the background, what are the benefits, and why to choose IFE and QFE, and what we are going to take away from the 2 programs. Now the first issue, what is the regional economics? That is with the focus on the Chinese economy, the program, the background. As we all know, China is gradually moved up towards the center of the global economy. The influence of the Chinese economy on the development of the global economies is growing. We are now ranking the 2nd in the world in terms of the scale of economic development. The development concept of the community of shared destiny in Chinese, maybe some of you have some mastery of Chinese language, 人类命运共同体. And we proposed the Belt and Road Initiative, which advocated by our government and also society and the business sector. It is leading the global economy to a new stage, to, as we all know, a digitally globalized stage. The countries around the world have a growing demand to understand and to learn from the Chinese economy. So based on this great needs, the IFE, Institute of Finance and Economics, at QFE, that is Century University of Finance and Economics, launched the both master and doctoral program in both Chinese and English languages. The school terms depend on your choice, will be 2 or 4 years for master and doctoral. And the degrees will be awarded in the end if you succeed in passing the program. And the second issue, we'll discuss what are the benefits of this program. The China and the regional economics will focus on, it's a discipline that focus on the study of the theories and methods of China's economic development, the economic growth and governance. It is a very comprehensive discipline with a strong theoretical and practical, both macro, national and regional and global, with all these characteristics. This program takes China economy as the core. Not like other disciplines, they are just discussing only one sector of the economy. We are discussing the key sections, the key parts, key fields of the economy. We'll integrate Chinese fiscal and taxation, the Chinese market finance, corporate finance, and also Chinese trade, investment, and regional development of economy, and the comparison of the Chinese and foreign economies. So it will teach us the international students in a systematical way about our economic developing the theory, and then also the practicing the governance system to let us know better about the past and some typical case in this development, to disseminate our experience, the stories, and also our approach of solutions, so that to promote the exchange and sharing of human civilization and achievements among different countries, different regions, and different ethnic groups, to promote the development both in China and also in your country, in your area, so that in which you will definitely benefit a lot. And now, why to choose IFE? IFE actually is a miniature of QFE. QFE is one of the top university under the direct leadership of Ministry of Education, for short, MOE. The QFE enjoys the patronage of both the central and the municipal government, including the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, and State Administration of Taxation, and also Beijing city government. This university's applied economics ranks A+, which is number 1 in China. The same rank with PKU, Peking University, by the Ministry of Education, the latest round of National Academic Evaluation process in 2017. The IFE is the earliest professional research institute established by QFE. IFE has an excellent faculty, and this faculty is a combination or synergy group from fiscal, finance, and regional economics, world economics, and defense economy, etc. So we have a better synergy effect from all our other specialized institutes. And this institute is located at the Xueyuan South Road. This is the old campus, which is adjacent to the core area of Beijing, the capital. We have another new campus in the North 6th Ring, the more suburb area. So IIP is more convenient to coordinate the domestic and foreign top experts from government, from business, and from other academic institutes to engage in the cross-border, cross-discipline, cross-university, the teaching, the discussing, and also the research. So with this, we will guarantee a better quality, and to ensure you that you can learn something to take away from our institute and also from our university. Maybe just for one elaboration on the strengths of this institute, of our institute's methodology for launching this program. We can have how do we depict this? Maybe from the left one, we all know this is the industry and value chain in this globalization and digitalization world. This is a digitalized global world, both for business and for our living. And as we all know, since 2008, we have a very great global financial crisis, and then it becomes the economic crisis, the fiscal crisis, and even for the some part the cultural crisis. And how shall we diagnose this phenomenon? How can we have a prescription to cure the world from crisis? Economically, socially, and even culturally? What we will use in our class, in our program, to help you to understand the world. And to the right side, you will have a general concept or view of the Chinese philosophy. We can use this both for interpreting the world economy's problems and also how to solve the problem. And with this round picture, you will have some red word. It can be maybe translated more or less as heart, your body, family, your country. The last one, the universe or the world. How can we have a more balanced community? Your heart, your body, your family, your nation, and our world is or are different kinds of community. Within community, we will have a balance of the private and the public interest. So if they can be equalized in terms of the different interest groups, and we can have a better industry and value chain, and to explain how the value is created, how we will show and how shall we allocate the income and to distribute the profits to different groups, to the companies, and to the states, to different jurisdictions. So why I'm using this to discuss this very comprehensive issue or problem, because this involves the philosophy, the understanding of the world, both economically and socially, so that we can have a better solution, a better approach to solve all these problems. If we understand this universe, this society, and the governance system to more detailed stage, we will understand the Chinese culture better. And this understanding, this study or research will help us to design the fiscal policy, the fiscal theory. And you can see from this slide, there's a word, fiscality. Fiscality, it tells us something which related with the community, From left to the right, we can have different levels of community. The community of enterprise, of the family, the community of the industry, of the market, and the more macro perspective, we have the community of government, the community of different roles from the state, from the government. And why we emphasize this fiscality? This is a personification of different level of community. Because with this, we can have the very broad or general view of how the business, how the economy, how the society will evolve. We will evolve. More importantly, we have the public personality, which will be very important for every country to have a healthy, sustainable development in economy and the society. Give you an example. Maybe you have some, I don't know, not so much, but some idea, some concepts of the today's global anti-tax avoidance battle against the multinational enterprises. This is launched or advocated by the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And this OECD framework or mechanism is endorsed by the G20. That is the top 20 big economies. And in the past 100 years, in the development of the business and economy, the big enterprises, that they are becoming very stronger, very strong, and some of the companies can be even bigger or stronger than some small states. So the tax avoidance and tax evasion are very harmful to the countries, to the nation's fiscal security, fiscal fairness. And then how can we have a more secure and more balanced tax base? OECD designed this BEPS program to fight against the tax evasion and tax erosion. So BEPS actually means tax base erosion and profit shifting. And the 15 programs, action plans are designed by OECD to cope with this BEPS. But still, for our philosophy, for our understanding of economy, the development path of business, we would rather propose a new path to have the tax-based exploration and the profit sharing along the Belt and Road Initiative, in which it will have some pre-requirement for the government and for the economy, for them to have a better fiscal resilience, which means the government will leave not only on the revenue from taxation, from the mitigated tax, because tax in the tax code will becomes more narrow. They cannot be efficient or sufficient for the government to spend, to have the fiscal expenditure for economic development and social security, especially in today's pandemic of the COVID-19. And the new BEPS not only emphasize the fiscal resilience and also the economic sharing for the development of the economy with more employment of the laborers, and also to promote the skill and the vitality of business. So this is a different story. This is from the OECD framework. This involves both the philosophy and the methodology in integrate the business economy and the society. This is very complicated and comprehensive. But if you come to QFIC and come to IIT, we can have a very in-depth sharing discussion with you later. And this part, the first part, it will tell us some more. We say details, but I will not elaborate on these texts. We just read together. What is the overview? What are the topics, and what are the training goals of the first one for the regional economics for master degree? This regional economics is applied economics subject that combines economics and geography. It uses the theories and methods of economics and economic geography to mainly develop regional economics, economical development, regional economic relations, regional trade, and investment and financing. Regional industry classes and regional research in the fields of economic policy and management. So it is one of the disciplines with the most rapid development in theory and practice in the economics categories. Regional economics is playing an increasing important role in promoting the regional economic development, reducing regional differences, expanding regional trade, optimizing spatial resource allocation, and improving regional management and macro control capabilities. So, with this discipline or program, the student can choose to focus or major in the China economy and state governance, regional and country-specific economy, and international trade and investment. So the training goal is to dedicated to cultivate high-level professionals with the sound basic theories of regional economics, the very comprehensive development of morality and intelligence. The students, the candidates, shall be realistic in study and brave in innovation. And we have the ability to be competent in the regional economics related positions so as to engage in economic management in the government departments at all levels and more at the upper levels in decision making, consulting, and research institutions. Also the financing institutions and other enterprises and institutions. In other words, the candidates shall master the solid basic theory, the systematic professional knowledge, and the cutting-edge research methods of regional economics to have a good academic literacy, independent academic personality, and have the ability to engage in high-level management, scientific research, and professional technical work in the discipline to be able to integrate theory with practice, to apply what you have learned and have the ability to conduct in-depth analysis of the actual problems of regional economic development at home and abroad. And some experts for this will in our class have some discussion about how the Beijing city, the Beijing municipal governance, and the regional development around Beijing, and also the Shanghai, the Yangtze Gorge area, and the third will be some discussion about the Gulf area around the Shenzhen, Shanghai, and Guangzhou cities. And in this master program of regional economics, we will have some courses to for you to have study. Some part is mastery, and some will be for the promotional level. And the first part, the more advanced is blah blah about economics will be the very important modern methodology for you to have the have a good mastery, have a good understanding in the first year of study. And the middle part will more be conducted by the professors of IFE because this will be the key parts to discuss the regional and country-specific development of the economy, and also will touch upon the international economics and we will teach you how to have the research methods in this social science. Our provision of the economics, either regional or world economics, we will not have only this economic methodology, but also some professors are having the legal background and some other philosophy background. So they will combine all this methodology and even philosophy into our study. And the latter part are the knowledge or information about China, a society, and Chinese literature, Chinese language, for you to have in-depth understanding of our living characteristics, and which will help you to do more good research, better research in this regional and world economy. And the last part, where the students go after graduation. In this slide, most of the companies are from China. Not only company, but also government departments. But I'm sure with the global environment and also the COVID-19 disappears, and we are going to have a more open economy, more better access for our students to get your job after graduation. So this is just for your reference, but we are pretty sure that our students, our graduate students, are having the top, the best jobs among our university graduates. So that is a fact in the past around 10 years. And okay, that's all for the regional economics. And the second part, I will share with you some information about the world economics. Of course, also with the Chinese economy as a focus, as a starting point. And this is for the doctoral degree. Also, 4 parts. Some parts are very similar. For example, the first 1 to 3, and I will discuss more on the fourth part about the design of the curriculum. The fast development of Chinese economy and is providing over 1/2 of the development, the vitality and the dynamic for the global business, global economy. So people are having a thirsty to understand the Chinese economy, to help themselves, and also their state, their government, and their companies. And the benefits I've discussed earlier is about the regional and the city level, and also we with the BRI initiative, that is Belt and Road Initiative, you all know that China is becoming the number one economy. It's becoming the number one economy. So we are having a more a broad view of the global economics and global economy. So with this, they will also have a great impact on our economic policy design or later promulgation. And so with this program, you will also know why we are having different theory and why we are having different practice and very with the rules, with the economic rules, the social rules, with what we call the Chinese characteristics, and how can the Chinese characteristics will interact with your country, your company, and your future. So that will be the benefit from our programs. And IFE, I've discussed, I've shared with you also earlier. This is we have 40 faculties and 5 groups in the finance, in fiscals, and in regional development in the world economics and also defense economy. So these are all very important parts, even at CUFI, because for myself, I'm now serving at IFA, the International Fiscal Association. That's one of the biggest academic organization, and I'm now the executive member of the IFA, the EC. I'm an EC member that is representing China. So we have some interaction with the global level organizations. So that will be important for us to later to have a good study in the global finance and fiscals, and also international trade and investment. And this one for the doctoral program, the overview will be different from the master degree, because the doctoral program is to cultivate the next generation of leading researchers of the world economy. And this program focuses on the major theoretical and practical issues in world economic development. We will have we have more theoretical classes or courses in this part than the master degree. The master degree will more have some case study in the corporate management, and the also the lower level government management. Through the doctoral program, the candidates will have in-depth understanding of the process and the characteristics and the reform models and the development trends of the economic development in China and also globally, the worldwide. The research methodology training will also enable our candidate to use economic methods to analyze various economic phenomena and multi aspects of economic science. So it's more related with science, with and also philosophy. The major or topics will be very similar with the master's degree in regional economics, but the online the training focus will be different. And the training goal for sure will be the cultivating or the fostering of a very top level professionals with a responsibility, with the capability, and with also the what personality, so that you can help your government, you can help your region, and at least you can have your multinational company to grow in this new era of globalized, digitalized economy. So the requirements for you to complete the degree is also only something about the ability and what you can do in the future, and this will be the focus or the base for our design of the curriculum of this world economy. This curriculum is different from the last one. You will see the middle part. The middle part is the key parts, the key section that the institute will help the candidates, the students, to have very profound knowledge and also ability to do the management, also governance, and in the future. This in the middle part, the China international public finance and finance. With this course, I don't want to translate public finance. I want to have the more traditional fiscals, but maybe for you to understand better, finance is public finance is different from the market, the corporate finance. So we just have to use this public finance for you to understand in this common use, common style. So this is the very important course we provided for our students. This one also ranks number 1 in IQ from the establishment of the university. And then we have the China and the international trade and investment. And we will use the fiscal and finance theory into our economic and business interaction with the different regions and different countries. So this is the part to elaborate on the story and the philosophy and also the methodology in both research and also in practice. And the third focus or very featured course will be the research method of social science. You can see this one will be divided into different school terms for you to have a very long-standing, sustainable process to be trained for the researching tools, the researching approach. so that you can finally be different from the master of other groups. That's all we have discussed or shared with you about the programs of the Master for Regional Economics and for the doctor degree in World Economics. And in the end, if you have some question, you can text that in the chat box, and I with Yideng will try to answer your questions and to help you. And thank you.
Many thanks to Dr. Cao for the wonderful presentation. And now, if you have any questions, we are more than happy to answer them. If you have questions regarding curriculum, regarding application processes, you can type them in the chat room, or you can send us an email at lxs@qv.edu.cn. And for today's session, we will wait until 4. You have 5 minutes to ask the questions. Otherwise, we will call it a day. Okay? Any questions are welcome. And if you are unsure about where to apply, you can type in the website displayed here. And then you will see online application button on the right. And when you click online application button, it will direct you to the online application system where you can submit your application. And I see one of our students have said that it is a very detailed presentation. And thank you so much for attending this session as well. Okay, we have 2 more minutes to go. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to type them in the chat room, or you can send us emails for more specific questions. Okay, we've got one question here. Is the application open now? Yes, it is open. To apply, you would need to go to the sites.qv.edu.cn website, click online application, and then submit your application in the application system. Thank you for your question. And the application is open until for CSE scholarship, March the 31st. And then for self-funded students, round 1 is March the 31st as well, and then round 2 is in June. And then if you have any other questions, you can email us anytime at lxs@cufv.edu.cn, And I would like to thank you all again for joining us for today's session. And many thanks to Dr. Cao for the live presentation. Thank you again, and we're about to wrap up. If you have any other questions, emails are always welcome. Thank you again. Bye.